지금 다운로드 받으세요.
On Rogue's map pick and his own map pick. I mean, that's, you know, it's a good sniper pick you got for Rogue, and just a good player in general. He's so good at TVT too. He took out aLive.
Well, just great job from Byun, but this guy is doing fantastically as well. Looking to pick up another win here, and likely to do so. jjakji is having one of the worst days of his life, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think that's an over-exaggeration either, you know, because this means so much. He dropped out of Code A, as you were saying. He needs to be an SSL to have something going on into, you know, the later stages of this year. And if he can't make it, well, he's not going to be doing much. He doesn't play for KT really, like, very
No, he doesn't.
not
KT,
often,
what a hard time to get fielded. Like, Zest TY stats. Okay, and that's ridiculous. And then you got Zerg maps, so you have Losira and you have Leenock, and it's like, oh, jjakji, you are actually like around the 6th pick for this team.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, but, you know, at least he's getting good practice. Unfortunately, it hasn't been showing too much. Yeah,
Jeez.
Trust too. Oh man. Well, let's jump into this game, guys. Dusk Towers aLive versus jjakji. Here we are on Dusk Towers, a very big map. You guys know all it. You all know it.
That's okay.
Here we go.
Insanity is truly setting in.
Yep. That's aLive up there in the top right, and down the bottom left is jjakji. You guys have seen these guys play before. Red versus blue, aLive versus jjakji.
Yay. All right, let's see what you have, jjakji. So far it's been nothing. Hopefully it's something here.
Big map. It's going to be hard to play against aLive on this kind of map. aLive's macro has been pretty stellar so far.
But, all right, if you like loses one more, though, the pressure's off, right? It's like, okay,
at
I'm not
0-6, you
going
have no chance.
Yeah, so...
And in that case, we'd probably have Byun versus jjakji canceled. Although, actually, no, we wouldn't, because Byun actually plays jjakji in game number 21, so that's Byun's next match, so he's not technically out of it yet.
Yeah.
So you would have to play that one.
That is
just
true,
in case he loses that one and the rest of them, because, you know, then there's a chance that Byun doesn't get through, even though there's a really high chance that he still does, but, you know.
I wonder if possibly jjakji will start to play better when the pressure's off, when it's like he's completely out. Like, even Hurricane picked up like a surprise win at the end, right?
It's true.
And he's kind of like the Protoss jjakji, where it's like, okay, we know you're good, but you lose all your games. What are we supposed to do?
You're just not performing, you know. So.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. We see players when they get into that position kind of fall apart, where they just, they go into like weird all-ins or just weird strategies. Like I think we saw Hurricane go into disruptor drops in like game number 7.
Oh, that was such a weird one. Yeah.
Or he's like, I guess I'll just practice this. I don't know. You know.
I wasn't a fan of that game, but
I mean, he's got his duty to play all the games against the other players where it matters for them. But for him, it's just like, well,
yeah. And I appreciate it when they actually try and like sometimes win. Like Hurricane did pick up a win against Gumiho, which really delayed the group a bit. Like Gumiho just he did end up getting out, but like it's good stuff. Gotta give the props and the respect. I think it's pretty hard for them to continue playing if they're already out and just depressed, you know?
Yeah, and you can see jjakji here is going to take a greedy build, just an early 3rd CC. And I like this version, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of him going for like some weird all-in where he's like, I just don't care anymore. He's like, well, let me just be greedy in terms of the economy instead. Let's practice, you know? aLive is a fantastic player. It's great practice for him to play on this map against him.
Absolutely it is, yeah.
In this kind of situation where it matters very, very much for aLive, so you know he's going to be playing really hard.
And you know what? You always get your pride, too. If you can pick up a win or two, like, hey, what if he ends up going 3-7? That's pretty respectable, right?
Yeah, beats aLive, beats someone like Rogue or Impact. You know, it's possible. It's definitely going to be good for his mindset.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Reapers just pressuring as much as they can for jjakji while he's taking this 3rd base.
Juked.
Yeah, very juked.
Cranecaster's like, he got away.
It's always funny how much they react to some things sometimes.
Yeah, that it is. Ooh, you've been baited into my trap. Take some damage on your Hellion.
You know, I like jjakji's situation here, to be honest. Like, aLive is trying to make some sort of little attack ready, but the third command center's up, and jjakji's got a pretty reasonable force to try to defend with for now.
jjakji's going to have a tank by the time this attack hits, this drop, so even if this drop does get in, it should be cleaned up decently well. Let's see where aLive wants to hit.
Coming in with, you know, the anti-Protoss drop, I guess you can use in every matchup. He's got those 6 Marines in that Widow Mine in the medevac. Going towards that back natural right now. I don't see anything there for jjakji, really.
Yeah, let's see. The Widow Mine is going to drop out now. An immediate pull, so the Widow Mine... Oh, I like the unburrow there to make sure he gets some damage. He should unburrow it again. Yeah, there he goes.
Oh, really good micro there from aLive. And he's getting some pretty decent damage so far.
He's doing it again. And, oh, nice micro there from jjakji.
Well, you know what? He tried. He can't do it 100 times or it'll die.
Yeah.
Does boost into the front natural and unloads those Marines, but loses the medevac. So jjakji dealt with it reasonably well.
Yeah, he cleans it all up. He's got a very nice timing on this third orbital, whereas aLive is just continuing with the harass. No sign of a third CC just yet. Okay, there it is. Just comes down as I was saying it. And let's see how much damage this next drop can do, because it really does need to do some damage as aLive is behind on that command center.
Yeah, he's getting that command center just now, as well as a couple of engineering bays, so he's getting ready to go into the longer game, but he has this double medevac coming. Will it go towards that back natural once again? The Vikings are looking for it. Oh my god, they pass like ships in the night.
No.
That's so rough.
Oh, that's just not what jjakji wants to see, or not see. Rather, as this drop comes in the back door, he's going to have to set up and slowly siege in.
The special depot, too. That is supply drop depot. That's so much supply.
Yeah. Well, now these Marines kind of getting blocked there by the tanks, and this will be eventually cleaned up. But it gets 9 SCVs and delays a lot of mining, as well as that supply depot, so not bad.
You know, this has to be so heartbreaking for jjakji. Like, he even had his Vikings going on the way and just barely missed that. Takes so much damage there as well.
Forces an entire pull on the main mineral line there with 1 Liberator. Looks like it got 1 kill as well.
Yeah. Oh, aLive is kind of like crossing his T's and dotting his I's right now. A turret ring on the way. I'm sure he'll throw up a sensor tower very soon. You know, just continuing forward on upgrades, getting his Viking count up, because he definitely needs to own the skies when he has this type of nice situation on his hands. It's not to say that it's like not still close. It definitely still could go to jjakji. It's just, I like that aLive has been kind of the aggressor. He's put in the damage while taking his base, and I think that that mentally is going to put him at an edge, especially against someone that's 0-5 right now.
Yeah, and jjakji getting a massive supply block, too, has to make 3 supply depots. Having that supply dropped supply depot also does not help, obviously, for jjakji. So, going to add a little bit of, I hesitate to say the word tilt, probably just frustration, you know, with something like that going on. After getting dropped, you know, all the things you were talking about, just the constant pressure, hard to deal with mentally and physically, getting your units into place. And that's generally what they say about TVT. You want to be aggressive. You want to be putting on that pressure, actively making yourself an advantage instead of just sitting back and defending.
Yeah, you don't want to like strategically win a TVT all that much. Like, obviously the strategy part of it comes into it a lot, but you got to be like TY. You got to be out there trying to make openings, and if you don't, then you're never going to find an opening unless your opponent's dumb and attacks into you.
Yeah, and at this level, nobody's really that dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens occasionally. People make mistakes, yes, but...
We're all human, guys.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not
Except
Zest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy I was going to say.
We knew.
He's not human.
Yeah. And then Maru is like half alien, half human or something
He's
like
not
that.
even a robot. He's just half alien.
Yeah. He's not a robot. Look at the way he plays. That's not robotic, yeah.
That's true.
He just has like some sort of weird alien DNA from the moon, the dark side of the moon.
Oh, man.
Like, yeah, he's a transformer. He turns into a motorbike to go home.
I could see that happening, man. He's a weird guy. He's a fantastic player, but you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
Well, bunch of Vikings coming out here.
Oh, that's really annoying.
Yeah. He was trying to be active. He was listening. He's like, okay, I'll go out there and be active.
Yeah.
But aLive was like, nope, I'll just make Vikings. Sorry, bro.
And that, of course, pushes back the tank of X. So now the map control goes slightly to aLive here. Still, they're pretty close overall. You don't want to like give too big a lead to either side. But I'm liking aLive's position because of the Viking count. He's just going to, you know, like, what are you going to do? Use scans against that? Or are you just going to sit in a defensive posture against that? It's tough to play against.
Yeah, and also the Vikings allow you to be active, you know, more aggressive. Look at this. He's going to be able to flank these medevacs. Where do you think you're going?
CJ's come up, though. jjakji, careful. You died last time you fought right there.
It looks like his Marines are actually going to have to funnel through, too.
Yeah, actually some of them walking around right now. aLive loading up for medevacs. Oh, he scans it at the last second. And then he actually, yeah, aLive counter scans and sees he's not moving his main army.
But there are units. I don't think he should commit to this. Get out of there. He loses a full medevac on the retreat. Nice pick by jjakji.
Nice Liberator harassment in the meantime, just kind of sneaking that in. It will be picked off, but 5 SCVs killed, some lost mining time as well.
Sniping medevacs left and right, and you can see that he's not making any more Vikings. He's stayed on 4 the entire time. He's just making more medevacs.
This might be time for jjakji to do the 5 Viking tech we've been talking so much about.
Now is his moment if he wants to get ahead in the Viking count for sure, but not going to go for it. Just wants to, I'm not really sure, just outmaneuver, get more medevacs, perhaps go for some drops. He set up a nice little spot here in the middle of the map. He has his Marines in a decent spot too where they're not blocked off.
Yeah, he's definitely got more like areas to flow around with his army the way that he's positioning it. Now, the 4th base is up for aLive. He's making it into a planetary, so he doesn't have to worry about it so much. jjakji a little bit slower on that. That doesn't necessarily mean that aLive's gaining a big advantage from this. In fact, nice little drop here from jjakji.
Oh, and he wanted to go for that, but aLive is ready and waiting. All of his tanks sieged up, and jjakji, in fact, taking some losses, trying to stem in there.
He does boost with those tank evacs and lands them first, but that is not a good position. jjakji losing a ton of tanks there.
All the tanks get taken out, and the rest of them are not sieged. aLive just going to stem in now. The rest of his tanks not even sieged up, and he's going to easily win this fight and pull over jjakji's army.
Very painful there for jjakji. Doesn't necessarily have to leave yet because still the supplies are pretty high. He has a lot of production. He has enough units out that he can slow aLive down, but that was a really poor tank drop that he did on the edge of that high ground that allowed for the Marines to even stim in and hit them.
Yeah,
that is not the way you want to do it.
Part of it is because aLive was ready and waiting with all of his tanks sieged up there. Or at least he dropped them before jjakji got them in position, and also all of his Marines were on the high ground waiting. Yeah. So it would have been a nice idea if aLive didn't react right away, but he reacted right away. It's aLive.
Yeah.
Like, let's not fool ourselves. So he was ready.
Now look at this. We do have a little attack here in the center. jjakji with some pretty good siege tank micro pulling him back, being as efficient as he can, stimming more Marines as he gets them to run in. But he is just so low in units.
Yeah. And now he's going to be on the run. Nearing half the supply of aLive, and aLive just now grouping up his units. He wants to hit that 4th base. He's got his own 4th base back at home, and he'll just use that advantage to snowball this game.
Yeah, he has like complete control. He's going to be able to easily take out this 4th base. jjakji can't really say very much about it. A ton of siege tanks are in position. GG!
And there you go. aLive taking win number 5 as jjakji unfortunately falls to 0-6. Just no luck today.
Yeah, that was aLive's home map. jjakji 0-6. Make sure you make the cross on your make a bunch of 5.
I failed on that before, but
yeah, there you go. You got it. You got it.
Solved it.
Okay.
We're all good.
So still, it's aLive and Beyond that are really at the advantage. jjakji is now at 6 losses.
He's out. I think he's 100% out.
Yes, he is 100% out. Like,
Because
yeah,
he's just 100% out.
99.99% out, let's say, but I think it's 100%.
We're basically there. It's like 99 repeating, which is basically 100, but it's,
If a meteor hits a studio and only Artosis and he live, then he might make it through.
Yeah, maybe.
Because esports dies without me, so I have to live too.
Of course. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.